That one you can see. Not the one I was going for.
Chocolate, look at the hot cocoa.
Can I have a cup?
I think I might have broken the mic.
Oh.
Broke it. You broke it.
There we go.
It's actually missing a lot.
All right, the ad's rolling, so we are live.
Mark's not here. We don't know what to do.
No, that's
Yeah,
right.
we do.
We're getting the mic.
You got
plugged in.
me.
Yep, you got a green light. That should be good.
See the
I like your.
cord?
Do I see the
in,
cord? Oh yeah, and you gotta pivot.
I'm barely in.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Pivot
be
it
all
towards.
Chris and
Rotate towards Angie.
Okay, this is good, right? Right.
Nope. Keep going. That should do it. You can come closer too.
Can you guys hear us okay?
Come
online?
closer.
I didn't break anything, Morgan.
He broke my train.
Yes, I was doing a great Mark impersonation in the thumbnail. I had Mark's sunglasses on. I was fawning over his giant crystal. Yes, that's right, Brickmon VA. That is not Mark in the red sunglasses. All right, let's see. We got Morgan, we got BJ, we got Brickmon VA. We got BP, we got Fazoom.
I already spoke to her this morning, and so
We had a conference call.
we had a conference call.
Yeah. We got Scott Robinson. We got Art Claxton. Man, Fazoom's in early again this
Morgan
week.
says we're crooked.
We got Travertine Pico. Yeah, a little bit tilted.
Does that bother you, Morgan? Would you like me to fix it?
Well, Morgan is a...
He's the guy in charge.
employee.
Up on
Anyway,
the
good morning. Welcome to the Morning Brick. We got Angie, we got Chris is going to fix the camera, we got Daniel, and we're going to talk about Lego leaks, news, rumors, everything in the Lego-verse.
The most
now the cord came down again.
The most important show you'll ever see on Wednesdays at
Wednesdays at 9:30
in the morning in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yep. Well, in the suburbs of Atlanta.
Noon in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Mark's
let's
not
kick it
here,
off.
so we're a little weird.
We got OK Chief as well. We got Diana Addison. Says the new Harry Potter sets are great. I don't know if I've seen the new Harry Potter sets. That's maybe something new I gotta pull up.
Maybe. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Look at that, right on
Would
top.
you look at that?
Oh, that's nice.
Now, see, I will
We're
say.
gonna talk about this first. 'cause it
This
just
was
popped
the
up.
absolute worst set I felt like the Harry Potter had from long ago.
It's
from
worth a lot,
before.
though.
It's worth a lot of money, but it was so ugly.
That
So
was one of the
fact-
first sets I traded
Wait,
into
you
the
gotta
store
tell
here.
people what we're saying.
Oh yes,
It's-
sorry. So we're looking at the new Harry Potter sets. So this is the Triwizard Tournament, the Black Lake set, which we've gotten once before. This clearly has some interesting homages to that. I think that's the same color crab that appeared.
Yep.
that
Show the picture.
I'm sure. I don't know how close I'll be able to get to the camera. The iPad has to sit a little further away than Mark's phone. But got some great figures. The Mer person is a great update.
Oh,
Much
it's
more scary looking. Well, the last
way
one was
more
kind of scary,
scary.
but in like an uncanny way.
Correct.
This is more like accurate scary.
Mm-hmm.
With that long flowing hair, looks great underwater. The building for the arch looks great. It reminds me a lot of that Aquaman set.
Mm-hmm. Although it's deceiving because when I first saw it, I thought all this trans was actually trans. It's just the picture, so really you're just getting the.
Yeah, it's just the build for the arch. We've got we got Ron and Hermione actually attached to like chains this time. I don't
Which
know
is
if we've
very
gotten
cool.
ingot pieces in sand green before. Maybe in something like a Statue of Liberty or something. But we got Victor Crumb with the shark head, and that is the shark head mold that's the same as
And
most
the
of
little,
the costumes.
what's that little thing?
Yeah, the
that
Grindy Low, that's
Yeah, yeah,
new.
yeah.
Looks like you only get one. That's a little disappointing.
And you know what you could do?
One
Those
Grindy Low
trans.
is not enough.
No.
Yeah.
The trans satin blue would be really pretty behind that.
Yeah.
build up
yeah.
the
It
water
looks
scene
like it's
behind it.
The Grindy Low looks like it's maybe the satin trans black, the color they used in like Eternals, a lot for those pieces.
Those
And then
were
for the
cool.
first time, we've also got like
tower?
the diving stand or tower. Pretty simple build. Looks like it's maybe only
Is it
50
gonna
or
hold
60 pieces.
Figures up there? Because I'd put some of the characters.
It looks like you
that
could
we're
fit them on the balcony.
looking for.
Yep. Honestly, what's funny, I think the rowboat build that's sitting next to it looks almost identical to the one that was in the last version of this set. The roofline on the tower does have some of those like Ninjago roofline pieces in sand
It's a
green,
little
so
bit
those
more
will be
of an
nice to
Asian
get.
flair to it.
All right, I got to move on. We've only looked at the first set. Next up is the Hogwarts Room of Requirement. We've got the Fiendfire dragon there in all orange and bright light orange. It looks like the same head mold as the basilisk piece, but recolored in orange. And then some of those big macaroni pieces now appearing in bright light orange.
You want to show them?
Yep.
If you can even see it.
There's not too much to see on this one. It's just an exterior shot, so it kind of just looks like another one of the buildings. But we've also got the Grey Lady, another one of the Hogwarts ghosts. We've got Draco Malfoy, Hermione, and Harry, no surprise. And then it's either Blair or Blaine was the character that they replaced. It was either Crabbe or Goyle with after he was not welcome back for the production of that movie. Another interesting for this one, we are getting the tiara piece in what looks like pearl silver again, which has previously been exclusive to the...
is it the Snow
Bride,
Queen on
I
the...
think.
Or no, the Bride of the CMFs, you're right.
Yep.
So no, the CMF Snow Queen, that's the one with the trans blue, but no, you're right. The Bride had the...
So a great piece to represent the diadem of Ravenclaw. Very cool. We've also got some just stacked up junk. It looks like there's some kind of creature there perched in the windowsill, but I can't quite tell what it is. The other thing people were waiting was the Gryffindor house banner. Oh, well, there's all the house banners. But as predicted, they are kind of a replacement or a new direction, but very similar to those like Classroom Moments books. It's a large flat thing with a symbol on the front, and it folds open to make kind of a scene. But this time they're doing the common rooms instead of the various classrooms.
Right, the classrooms.
They look like they've got some really nice exclusive pieces in them. The Gryffindor one looks to have a wizard's chess board, as well as each one seems to have like a stained glass window, I think, of the Hogwarts of the house founder.
They're lenticular, so they look like they're moving. They're 3D.
Oh, that's what it means by 3D images. Okay, interesting. Now I think
That was a big word for 9:30 in the morning, lenticular.
I think the only time we've seen that in a Lego set before.
It's a Daniel word.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
I think the only time we've seen that before was in the original, like, Wave 1 Harry Potter set, where he's looking in the Mirror of Erised, and there was one of those revolving doors that had a lenticular sticker on it. They recently did a lenticular sticker of the wooden duck as I think it was a VIP giveaway. But as far as like stickers in sets, that may be the only one. You got comments out? Okay.
Something else interesting about these sets is they brought back the old broom model, the old broom mold.
Okay.
The Harry Potter introduced the new mold.
Yeah.
And then this brings, for some reason, they just switched back to the old
one.
Interesting.
That's funny.
Yeah. Very curious. Some other nice pieces in this. There's a nice new plant piece that kind of looks like the one that they had in the city sets. That's for like the
I
farming
love that plant piece.
things. It's basically the candle piece, and they did
With
one
the
with kind of stalks coming off of
coming
it.
off,
Now we've
yep.
got one with two little leaves coming off of it.
Stems.
The Ravenclaw one has another Cornish pixie, as well as that diadem piece.
Oh, really?
So
Interesting.
previously those pixies I think you could only
came
get
in
in the
that one.
big Hogwarts set. But yeah, very nice pieces in these overall. It also looks like there's a new tile that's sort of like, I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like the 2x2 macaroni tile, but like curved in both directions. It's kind of concave on both sides. There's no real good way to show that on here, but if you find this same post, you can see what I'm looking at.
Like letters and stuff.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. Anytime they add different tiles or dots and things like that.
Daniel,
that's
let me
huge.
guess, you're a Ravenclaw.
No. I've said this on the channel a few times. Somebody here is probably going to know which house I am. Oh, good. Mark's here.
Hi, Mark.
Walk us through some comments, Chris.
Angie, what are you? Gryffindor, Huff and Puff?
Gryffindor.
Gryffindor?
Puff and stuff?
Puff and stuff?
Yeah, what are you? Are you...
I'm Ravenclaw.
Oh, okay.
I thought he was going to be Slytherin.
Well, nobody said it yet. I know Grumpy J knows. He must not be here. Grumpy J and I are both Slytherins.
Ooh.
That's why.
Wow. All right.
That means you can't really trust him, but we like
Watch
him.
your back around Daniel.
Yeah.
No, just, there's other attributes for Slytherins.
Harry Potter was, I think, Slytherin.
Cunning, ambition.
But he just wanted to be in Gryffindor.
Is that the way it worked?
No. I think that's it for the Harry Potter sets. That's all I'm seeing here.
Yeah.
So let's go back to my list. Where is it? There we go. What else are people saying in the chat there, Chris?
Josiah wants to know, how do you know what you are?
You
house
can
you're
go
wearing?
on
That was
the.
a good question.
Yeah, you can go on the.
There
What's the
is-
website now? Pottermore, or is that the one
Yeah.
they did away with?
I think it's Pottermore. All I know, I asked the same question, and so I just looked up, Googled how do I know what house I'm in Harry Potter, something like that, and it takes you to, which I think it might be Pottermore.
Yeah, just don't do a BuzzFeed quiz.
Yeah, no,
Take the
don't do
actual-
that. Go to the actual website. You'll have to give them information and sign in, but then you can take the test.
If it's not Pottermore anymore, I'm sure it would redirect.
Yeah,
you.
it'll redirect.
I'd recommend never giving personal information out to do a silly
Okay,
little
well,
test
they're
like that.
It's,
They're
well,
generic.
you have to join the club or whatever.
There's
At least
It's
I
like a
did.
Warner
There-
Brothers
there
account
are
or
multiple
something.
It is.
tests.
It's just an email.
And to find out really what you are, you should take a couple different tests and see if they line up.
Yeah. There's other ones you can do on Pottermore too. You can get your Patronus, you can get your wand type.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah, I
there may
think
be
I did
more.
them all, but I don't remember.
I think you can get your Ilvermorny house, which is the U.S. Wizarding School.
Morgan said it looks like there's a new hanging loop piece, so you can hang these banners on the wall.
There is something at the top. I couldn't quite tell what it was. I couldn't even tell if it was part of the background or what. Oh, I
yeah.
see it.
I
They've
see
actually
it.
got a nail.
Is
going
it
through
like
That's what it was.
is it like a hose
I feel like I've
or
seen that
something?
in like a Dots set or something.
Oh, I think
I think
so.
it's like a 2x4 plate
Mm-hmm.
with like a loop or something.
Another way to
Maybe
tell
kind of similar to the really old train couplers, like from the back in the 60s.
Another way to tell what house you're in is you just ask me and I'll tell you.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go. Chris is
So Josiah,
your certified sorting hat.
Josiah's a Gryffindor.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Grumpy J is obviously a Slytherin.
Oh, I already gave that one
Yeah.
away.
Morgan, you're Ravenclaw like me. Scott
Just
Robinson
reading-
said
just reading.
Professor Snape was a good guy, though.
I
He was good, but,
don't give
I
away
mean-
the ending. But
Yeah,
thanks.
yeah.
I just spoiled it.
Scott Robinson says, "What house am I?"
Scott's a Gryffindor.
Okay, all right,
Yep.
got it. Is there a house of barbecuians? Asks Fazoom.
There can be.
Yeah, I think that's one of the U.S. Wizarding schoolhouses.
That school was in the prequels. The Newt guy.
yeah,
It was
they
one of
talked
those.
about it.
Mhm, they did.
Ilvermorny, I think was.
There
the
was
name
one for bread too, I believe.
What was the guy's name? Jacob in Fantastic Beasts? He was at that
of it. Oh,
house.
Kowalski.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Kowalski
He was
in
barbecuing.
barbecuing.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, we digress.
We do digress. All right, let's get back to some news. The Modular, first leaked images of next year's Modular have come out.
I
the
saw it.
Jazz
It's the
Club
Jazz
slash
Club.
Pizzeria. I always forget to take my jacket off before these things start.
From the few pictures I've seen, it looks pretty cool. It's kind of a little boring on the outside to me a little bit. After the boutique, or not the boutique, last year's.
the boutique hotel.
Okay, did
Yeah,
I say it
you're
right?
right.
Okay. The boutique hotel, it was so elaborate.
Mhm.
This one just feels a little, but maybe the inside's good. I didn't see pictures of the inside, so I don't
We do
really
have
know.
some better pictures now. I don't. Oh, there are some inside pictures.
Oh, okay,
now.
I didn't see those
Previously,
yet.
we only had a head-on photo,
Yeah.
but we've got some other
I
interesting.
mean, I do
angles
like
now.
that there's some dark red in there, and I definitely hope that some of those the new dark red there will bring us new pieces in dark red.
Mm-hmm. I think they were getting into a trend of realizing that they could do more interesting things with corner blocks, and they're trying to go back to doing more straight sections, so your city isn't just all corners.
Don't get me wrong, I still like it a lot. I
Yeah.
just feel like compared to some of them, it's a little blah. But I also thought that about the Winter Village set this year, so maybe I'm just
Yeah.
in the blahs right
Yeah.
now.
The interior looks a little tight, just because of the way that they've laid it out. The first floor of the Jazz Club really looks like it just has a stage and some seats, and then it does have a stairwell going up to the second floor,
Which it should,
which is
because
good.
no one
Joe will
can
be
jump
happy.
from bottom to top.
Yep, and there is like a magician's. There's like a magic component. I guess you can also do a magic show on the stage. So there's somebody with like a top hat and a white rabbit. I don't. This must not be the complete set of interior images. Let me see if anybody else has any more. I still have yet to see any Lego Island references in the pizzeria, and I'm immensely disappointed by that.
Yep, they should be
Um,
ashamed.
So if anybody,
there any new
if anybody
instruments?
has
I
seen
just
anything
saw-
that says otherwise,
Go back.
There is a cello or
Okay,
upright bass probably
Okay,
for
that's what I was wondering if they had any new instruments.
for one of the jazz
That's
members.
pretty cool.
And he has a brick built like a case
Oh,
for his
does he?
back.
A brick built.
I don't think you can put the bass
Yeah.
inside of it, but it's the shape, the
Yeah,
outline.
yeah.
So it looks like he'd be carrying it on his back. The pizzeria has like a rooftop garden, so they've got like grown some tomatoes and stuff up there for their pizzeria
I like
ingredients.
that. I like the
Is that
singer's
what those
hair.
are? Tomatoes? They look like persimmons to me.
Oh, okay.
No,
You make
those
a
are
lot-
those are
homemade pizza.
Roma
Yeah.
tomatoes.
That would
Roma
make
tomatoes.
sense. There's like a dressing room as well. I guess for the jazz club, you get like a makeup mirror and a couch and some
I like her hair.
music to warm up. Yeah, it's a nice hairpiece. I think that's the same one they used in the Lightyear sets.
Oh, I don't know.
For one of those.
I was
for
not
the
interested in those sets.
Hawthorne character. I actually just watched Lightyear last night.
Did
It
you?
was
Was
very
it-
good.
was
I
it?
hadn't seen it.
Okay.
I very much liked the whole like visual composition of it. It was very well done. But yeah, pretty standard for a modular. You know, some fun interior components, but
Now, see, these pictures make it look a little
Nothing
bit more
outrageous.
jazzy.
yeah.
The
Jazz
one
to
I
it.
saw was just very. Maybe it was just the lighting. I don't know. It just looked terrible. Like
I
very
think it was
dull.
just because it was head on. It was just a very
Yeah,
kind
maybe
of
that's what it
flat
was,
thing.
yeah.
But
That
yeah,
was
it's nice. It's got some nice
Yeah.
stained glass windows.
I like the way they built the name into the sign. That's very cool.
Yep, more dark red and medium blue. Always a nice color scheme.
Or is that dark azure?
Oh, it could be. Yeah,
It's
you're
dark
right. I
azure.
think it is azure.
Morgan just mentioned he just noticed there's a clothing tailor on one of the upstairs floors.
Yeah, there is a sign for it
Mm-hmm.
outside. Let me see. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see. I'm not sure if there's a better interior picture of this, but it looks like there's some like what is it?
Spools
Not
of thread.
spools of.
Well,
I was going for a fabric. What are those called?
Oh,
Bolts.
bolts.
Bolts of fabric.
Yeah.
I can only kind of see it in the top of that one. Let me keep looking to see if anybody's got any more images. But yeah, so there is also a tailor above the pizzeria. Oh, there it is. It's got a nice sewing machine build
Mm-hmm.
there. Very nice.
That is good.
Yeah, yeah.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm. All right, what else we got?
Tomorrow night is the Joy of Holiday Building.
Oh yeah, there you go. Talk about that.
Yeah, which is why I brought this little hot chocolate train here.
Mhm.
Because Randy and I will be doing it again this week. It's about holiday trains. So very excited. And we also have a very special guest joining us tomorrow night that knows a good bit about trains and loves all things Christmas just like us. So it'll be very fun to tune in to this, to the event. I will be the one building this time, so we won't hopefully go to 8:30 because I've picked some reasonable things. But I am going to be working on building some of the oldest holiday train instead of the newer one that everyone has seen a million times. Hopefully you've not seen the older one as much, so we can do that. So it's very exciting. We will have it all decorated in here.
Very good.
Yeah, we're
Can't
very
wait to see it.
excited. It starts at 6:30, 6:15.
ev-
6:30 is
the
when
room
it
at
starts.
6:15.
We start the room at 6:15.
Everybody in the comments is asking if there's going to be a raid.
That's what Chris always wants.
Where's I didn't see that comment.
Okay.
Who said
Yeah.
that one?
Chris says this every week that
Who had that
everyone
comment?
wants a raid.
This was in the comments last week during.
Oh,
Joy
last
Building.
week. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
because we didn't see it.
I
So
didn't
yeah,
see this.
everybody wants to know. That's exactly what we say every week.
Finnick wants to know, what does Angie's shirt say? Caking spirits bright?
Baking spirit Sprite. So let me ask. I'm gonna poll the table here.
Mhm.
In the last month, how many people? Raise your hand if you qualify. How many people won an award for baking cookies, Christmas cookies?
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
think I did. You
Yeah.
did, Chris. Did you get anything for?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
Hmm.
sad, yeah. So I felt the need to say that.
Hmm.
Ironically, the one that won for me, I didn't bake at all, but it came in second. This was the number one cookie at our Christmas party.
Yours were really good, though. I wish
Thank
I'd gotten
you.
some more of those.
So yeah,
Was it it's
baking
like,
spirits
Was it
bright.
Ritz crackers? Was that like the
Yes.
body of it?
Now,
With peanut butter and a.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is my mom made me this cookbook of all the recipes that I loved growing up with her, which means so much more now because she's not quite in her right mind. So it's like a beautiful thing that she's left me.
Yeah.
So when I'm looking through my recipes to see, what's the, what can I do? I didn't have a ton of time, and this one popped up. There's no baking involved, and I was so excited. Yeah, should I give away the recipe? No.
No.
But yes, it did involve a Ritz cracker.
OK Chief said, my local Bricks and Minifig store in Austin, Texas is hosting a Lego Masters finale event tonight at the Alamo Draft House in Lakeline.
Sounds like a
Super
good time.
excited. That does sound cool.
That does sound good.
I love to go to a draft
I
house
would
to
love-
watch Lego
Yeah, I would
Masters.
love to do that. A few of us are gonna watch it here at the store.
We
but,
are watching it tonight.
We wouldn't have been able to plan that because we're not in the know as far as when they're airing these episodes.
You
Like,
never know
Kind
because
of on a
they keep
week-by-week
change
basis.
it.
I-
which is-
Oh, I know. I got some other news. I only found out that both episodes were happening tonight because I saw an ad while watching another Fox show last week, which we can talk about now. I was watching the episode of Call Me Kat, which I will say
Was
not
it his favorite?
Not a good show.
But why did you watch it?
It's not a great show. I watched it because we here at Atlanta Brick Co. built a large Lego model that was fairly prominently featured in that episode of the show.
Yes.
Yes.
So-
Everyone had a part in it. Daniel did a lot, almost all the work. We
Yeah.
all
I wouldn't say
contributed. Well, to the room itself, you definitely.
Maybe. Steven
I-
did the characters.
I got to make the tree.
Yep.
And Steven did all the characters. You did a lot. Chris had a lot.
Did a
his
lot of the
hand, he
lighting
built a
and
lot
the
of the lighting and the
Vogan
foundation.
made the bar stools.
He was very proud of his bars.
Yeah.
Did he? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's
I think
funny.
that was the only thing he made on that.
And then Mark made the Star Trek ship that went on the wall.
He made the Enterprise.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen the show, at least tune into that one episode.
Yeah.
It's right at the
pretty
beginning.
good. It is.
Yeah, it's in like the first 5 minutes, so you can turn it off after.
And
Yeah.
what's cool is they do a real close up of it.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, there's a
pan
voiceover
it.
by George Takei on
Yeah.
there for you Star Trek fans.
Yeah. It was fun to see them make a lot of it because it was all supposed to be space spoofs or space related or
Yep.
whatever.
There's lots
It was
of
a lot of references to
to
space.
Star Wars, Star
Trek.
Trek.
The
The Orville was in
The
there.
Who? Wait, not
Um,
Doctor Who,
Doctor
not the
Who.
Who.
Not
Doctor,
the Who, no.
not the rock group.
There's a couple Lego history references that I worked in there, so I don't know how many of them you can see on camera, but
Yeah.
go in there and see how many of those fun little Easter eggs you can find.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
For sure.
But in that show, you saw the commercial, and that's how you knew it was a 2-hour night.
Yes, yeah, the commercial for the Lego Masters finale that was all happening this week, and I was like, oh, okay. I
Yeah?
guess that's because they then have to run the holiday special, which is
Correct.
who knows how many episodes, probably 2 or 3.
I think maybe 3.
Yeah.
And we do know for sure, or I do know for sure, that season 4 is happening.
Yep.
Thankfully. I can say this because it's not a big deal, but I got called to do the show in February.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to do it or not, but that's exciting.
Yep.
Fazoom said, no ABC employees having a finale party for me to attend this year. Aw.
Who said that?
Fazoom. Chris Giddens.
No, no
Yeah,
finale
we had
episode.
an
Well,
epic
Party.
season
had a
finale party last year.
yeah, it was insane.
For Mark and Steven.
Yeah. It was so fun and so exciting to celebrate them and all of their greatness.
I would say we spared no expense.
You did not because
we-
you allowed me to get that balloon drop.
Yeah.
She allowed me to get a balloon drop, which was so exciting at the end. To
I'm sure.
see the balloons fall. I'm sorry you weren't there.
Oh, that's all right.
Well, she said bone drop because if they lost,
It
then
was gonna be
gonna
bones.
drop
Bones.
bones.
Yeah, that
'cause,
is true.
like they were dead.
That's
Yeah.
why I wasn't standing under it. I was standing in the back.
Correct, because
Right.
you didn't know what
That
was
would-
gonna.
Yeah.
But OK Chief said that you had to RSVP in advance and get tickets a few weeks ago, so they did know. I think one of the
We're
things
probably
with
just
us
not
is
that
we
fun.
just don't. We're just not as into it this year.
Right, we're
because-
not because
yeah.
of that. Well, are any of the contestants from Texas?
From Texas.
Isn't
Oh,
that
I
where the
don't-
party's gonna
I
be?
don't know.
I don't know, they're all from Canada.
You're
Are,
right.
they, are all
Wait,
the
are
remaining
they
teams
all?
from
Where's
Canada?
Brandon and Greg from? They're from the
here.
U.S.,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I don't think they're from Texas.
Okay, I just didn't know if
I
that
don't-
was
I
a
don't
hint
think
as
there
to
are
who
any from
won.
Texas.
Because we don't know.
Let's see. Everybody's saying the balloon drop was epic.
Oh, great.
Let's see. we've got a couple other mocks we're doing right now. We can't talk about it as we're doing it, but we're got a couple
Well, that was
others.
nice of you to bring it up to tease the viewers, Chris.
We're doing, so keep an eye out in the future
stay busy.
to see all these really cool mocks that we're making.
It's
And these are
true.
now ones that, we had a
Events.
lot that were for Christmas gifts for people that we still haven't been able to talk about. But now we've got ones that are for after Christmas, too. So
Yeah.
we're constantly working on
If you
something.
need anything specially built for any event, just give us a call.
Yep,
Morgan used us to surprise his wife for their anniversary.
that's true. That's true.
I was very proud to be able to play a part in that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Travertine Pico said, I've never watched Lego Masters, but if Angie is on it, I will.
Did he say that?
Yeah.
I'm not on it like on where you can see me. I'm just on in the back. I help.
You've done behind the scenes.
I'm behind the scenes producing, associate producing type deal.
Fazoom says 1 American team and 3 Canadian.
Oh wow. Okay.
We'll be going into the penultimate episode, and then it could
Okay.
be all Canadians in the final.
That would be weird.
If I'm pretty sure Brandon and Greg are the last American team.
Last year it was 3 sets of brothers, so maybe this year it'll be 3 sets of Canadians.
So Raymond says, Angie, you could be a Lego Master. Can you be a Lego Master?
I cannot.
You cannot be a Lego Master.
I cannot because I've been on the show helping, and you signed something saying that you won't ever try to be on the show.
But I'll tell you what, this guy could.
Oh, he totally could.
Yeah.
And that's what's frustrating is because I was a tester for the show, which means you get to build a lot, and I would love to team up with this guy, but if he does that, he can't be on the show.
I'm hesitant.
I know.
What we need to do is
You're so good.
find a lady
Well, Randy
out
says
there.
I am a Lego Master. I have
You have a certificate?
I have a Bricky award that says that I'm a Lego Master.
Does it? Did you?
Uh-huh.
I forgot what yours said.
Okay.
I'll show it to you after the show's over.
Okay.
Fazoom says he would be your teammate.
Well, okay.
That could be interesting.
Yeah.
That could be interesting.
You guys need a
We gotta come up with a
connection,
team
though.
name.
You need a story.
Uh-huh.
You
We
and
need a team
Fazoom
name.
need a story. You guys need to start hanging out so you can make a story
Mm-hmm.
together.
It's true.
Yeah.
I was
Go-
thinking about going out with Joe, but he's got
Just
some other
going to New
plans for the
Zealand,
spring.
and he's getting married.
He
and,
Yeah.
he actually was trying to convince me to be his teammate.
yeah,
and then eventually I was
he
like, all right, let's
Let's
do
try.
it. Let's go apply on Tuesday evening. And then he texted me like that day, and he was like, "Oh
Can't-
wait, I'm going to New Zealand." I was like, "Oh, Joe, you're killing me."
Does everybody know that Joe's engaged?
I think so.
Do we
Pretty
tell
sure,
people?
yeah.
Okay, I haven't been.
They talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, let's see what else we got for news. The next Lego Traveler's Tale games is in the works based on a major IP. So, could be seeing Star Wars again. That would be unlikely, though. Harry Potter, Indiana Jones, maybe
a
something new.
game like a board game?
Another video game.
A
Traveler's
video
Tales
game.
video game.
Whatever.
So the next Lego video game is in the works based on a major IP.
Probably
That's all we know.
Minions.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Okay.
That is a good
Well,
one.
the root word of Minions is,
Min?
I guess, minor, and that's the opposite of major. So I don't think that qualifies as a major IP, Chris.
That's pretty good.
I think that's a pretty insignificant IP, I would say, in my
Finnick-
personal opinion.
Finnick O'Dare had a question for Angie. Maybe Angie can explain this, but does the show Lego Masters have every Lego element ever made for contestants to use, or is it just what they can get their hands on?
Great question. I had the same question, and when I got there, expected to see every piece ever made. That is, which is actually sometimes the downfall of the contestants, because if they're used to building something one way with a certain piece, and they're not easily adaptable to be able to use a different way to do the technique they want, they get in trouble, which I saw several times on season 2. What happens is Lego mails pieces to the show, and so whatever Lego sends is what they get.
Gotcha.
So they may or may not have. I mean, now let me say this: bricks, yeah, every size, and a good number of colors. Plates, pretty much every size and a good number of colors. But all the other parts, slopes, not all the different slopes, not all the different tiles. Definitely not hardly any accessories, because the point of the thing is to build it. and brick build it. And I think season 1 they had a lot of minifigures, and then the season 2 they had fewer. And now that Steven and Mark set the precedent of brick built characters, I think that that's even fewer now for them, available for them. So yeah, good question, but they're at the mercy of Lego.
I was surprised in last season 2, that they did the hanging brick challenge where they had a yellow Technic brick hanging.
Yeah, everything had to hang from
And
that.
they had to get those from us because they didn't have Technic bricks.
Yeah, they only had, that's
crazy.
right, the Technic
Yeah.
parts, they hardly had any Technic parts.
Wow.
They had maybe a 1x4 and the 1x2s, but very few long ones.
Wow.
Which it looked like this year when they were doing some that they had more Technic.
Because a lot of them have been doing Technic frames
Yes.
in their things.
Yeah, so there were some, but
Yeah.
definitely not a lot.
All right, I got one I know Angie's going to want to talk about. I actually sent her this on
excited
Instagram.
about this.
The new Build-A-Minifig
Joe.
parts have been revealed for Q1 2023.
Oh my gosh. Now, I was under the impression that these were seen in overseas, and we're hoping
I
that
think
these would be
so.
the BAMs for us.
Yeah, they were in stores in Japan,
Yes.
but it's most likely
Most
that
likely.
they will make their way to everywhere else.
Have you guys seen the BAMs? Oh, they're so good.
Well, let's run through them. So we've got a new brick costume guy. This is rapidly becoming like the Spaceman, where people are going to want to get every color.
I have them all so far, so I can't lapse. This
Yeah, we'll have to
it's
keep
a
up
new
with it.
orange brick.
A new orange.
An orange brick guy with a camera.
He looks like he has the same hair as one of the other brick costume
Similar.
guys.
I don't know if it's the same.
I
No,
don't know.
the brick guy, you guys, those are awesome.
We've got like
Oh my
a strawberry
gosh,
shortcake
so many
girl
shortcake
using
with
the pizza / watermelon /
Yes. Yeah, I
else
don't know
have
if
they
it's
done with
strawberry
that?
pie or is it like a cheesecake. I'm
It looks like a
confused by the
shortcake to me.
peppermint candy that she's holding.
Yeah, they gave her the candy cane from the CMF.
Although
thing.
I will say this, if that's true, the candy cane, I love that candy cane, especially for stuff to do with the gingerbread house and all that from
yeah,
Winter
you'd be able
Village.
to get them in bulk easier
You can
this
get them
way.
in bulk a lot easier that way. That'll be great.
We've got a small clown girl with kind of the Harley Quinn pigtails
She's
piece.
very creepy. That's the one that I
Very
don't
scary.
care a lot about.
The hair looks like it's coral
Woo.
and
dark
dark
pink.
pink, I guess. She's also got a pie with some sprinkles on it this time.
Yeah. There is a
We've
pie with
got-
sprinkles, but I'm not sure if that's the same one. I think it's different.
Yeah, we've got a guy in the fireworks / crayon costume, but he's holding the newer style what do you call
Goblet?
that? It's kind of like not really a goblet. It's like a ice cream dish almost.
Yeah, but
They used him in the Harry Potter
what is
set
he
that had
supposed to
the
be?
A martini glass.
Yeah, kinda, honestly.
Or a margarita glass. What is that? Is he
I don't know.
another
They've
firework?
used that piece both for a firework and a crayon, and this one
I can't
kind
tell
of
what he
looks
is.
like both. Maybe they're going for a New Year's thing.
Maybe a Chinese New Year?
Maybe.
yeah.
I'm not sure. We've got what looks like a very
Like he almost
Kind of.
looks like he's in a band costume or a.
yeah. Well, it's very Asian influence. It's kind of
Is it the Year of the Rabbit
maybe
this year?
That
I
could
don't
be.
know.
It looks very Monkey Kid or Ninjago anyway for
But
the
he's
torso.
holding
And he's
a
got a
little
blue
teeny blue bunny.
bunny for all the ice cream fans out there. Then we've got
A new
another panda
animal.
costume.
I'm so excited.
Is it actually a different mold or just a
Yes.
different print?
It's a different print. I
Oh,
thought
okay,
you meant more.
okay.
Yeah, it's
And
a
then
different
he's
print.
holding, I think it's like the red envelope that you get the coin in
Yeah.
for Chinese New Year.
His head may be a little different though.
Could be. He's kind of almost angry or grizzled looking
Yeah.
in this one, which is definitely different. And then we've got another little girl.
Asian girl with a
little
lantern.
torso. We have the
Ship
Titanic
captain.
boat
The
mold.
ship captain mold
But in
on
red.
on a lady.
I think that's a dude. I don't know. Either way.
Oh.
Well, I don't know. With a ruffled thing? I don't
Yeah.
know. Anyway, it's in red now instead of, was it black or dark blue on the other one?
I
don't
think
remember.
black.
I think his outfit was dark blue.
His
He
outfit's
might have
dark
been
blue.
black. Then we've got sort of a salty sea captain.
He reminds me. What's that seafood brand?
Gordon.
Captain
Gordon.
Gordon. Well, no, he's the one wearing the yellow.
But he's still got the hat.
Raincoat.
Like
Yeah, he's
that.
got the
Like,
big
That's
floppy
how I was
hat.
trying to describe the hat because I've not seen
Okay.
that floppy hat. It's like
I
the
think
Gordon's.
it was in Hidden Side, maybe.
Oh,
I think one of the boat captains
maybe
in
so.
Hidden Side.
But
maybe
he's
had that
holding
big floppy hat.
a lute.
Yeah, which is kind of
Is-
odd.
I don't get that.
It was the same loot that came with the CMF
yeah,
bar.
but you
to
know
put
what I'm
coins.
wondering is it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to go with the loot. It's just they're showing you the
Right.
accessories that are going to be on the
That's
band.
what I've never really understood is why there's like
Yeah.
band figures that are considered correct
Yeah.
when it's
If
build
it
a
ho-
minifig.
Right, yeah.
Then we've got a little flower girl with a bluebird.
And when he says flower girl, she looks like a flower.
Yes,
With
yes,
petals.
she's
She's not
got
like
the
a bride's
flower.
thing.
Yeah, sorry. She's got the headpiece that's the
Mhm.
flower, and it's in purple, which I guess is a new color for that. I think we've had it in other colors before. Then we've got sort of a rock band guy with a guitar.
A new guitar color. I like the
and
hair.
I think that hair was the one from the Everything is Awesome set for that color. I'm not sure that's a recolor. Then we've got a
Another
little
bunny.
girl in a bunny costume headpiece with
and
a
another
bulldog.
French bulldog in medium nugget. It
Is that
only used
not
to
a
come
color?
in white and tan.
Okay, so new color for the French bulldog. And then this one really threw me off. It's this girl holding like a splattered egg. But her hairpiece kind of looked weird to me because it's like a large bushy hair, but she's got like a bandana tied through it.
It's
but
like-
it's yellow, which is the
it's
same
like
color
she's-
as her head.
Pulled her hair back to do her makeup kind of band.
Yeah.
But why
It's
she's
like
holding, is it like just a mom? It's a mom. I think it's a mom making
Probably,
breakfast.
yeah. I just wish the hairband had been a different color because when I first saw it at a
Yeah,
glance, it was
looks
like in
like
a
in her
blurry
face.
image. It looked like she had like a big clump of hair on her forehead, and then the rest of her hair coming out the back of her head.
She's got this bald spot right here.
Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of odd, but anyway, there's your band minifigs. So.
The
what
colors
could we
always
say?
seem to be off on those.
Yeah.
Though.
Just a little
I
bit.
think
yeah.
I think they're really cool. I won't want all of them, but I definitely like them all.
It's a way to
for
get good
sure.
parts in different colors.
So I think
In
I'm going to
bulk.
be making a trip to the Lego store in Atlanta later in
Yeah.
January. And it's so funny because now I have so many great people who know the things I like, and so I'll get texts from them like, "I'm at the store. You need anything?"
Yeah, Let's see.
Scott wants to know when we're going to restock the custom Grinch minifigure. I didn't know we were out. We'll have to. I'm
Gotta
assuming
order
you're
parts.
referring to the minifigure. We do have the Grinch model that we.
Oh
we
yeah,
made.
you know what? He asked about that when we last week when we had the Grinch come in and raid us, which you missed the raid. So we did have a raid.
That was so funny.
It was
Oh, man,
hilarious.
whoever did that.
Grinch was hilarious. No, but yeah, he asked that same question about the figures, the custom figs.
Okay. We'll probably not in time for Christmas.
Yeah, sadly.
Unfortunately.
But when you get them, I'm gonna buy one because I need one for my seat.
This is the minifigs, right? Not our custom
Correct.
set.
Mhm.
Okay, gotcha.
Chris, what do you
Uh,
have?
We got a lot of stuff here. The Bricklink designer program is back,
Yep.
and they're calling it Series 1.
Yeah. Which doesn't
It's
really.
starting a thing.
Yeah, I guess
Mm-hmm.
it's the first official series. They've done, is it 2 or 3 rounds before this that they've done?
3 or 4?
Is it really?
Several.
At least
yeah.
3,
Yeah.
yeah. If you include the one, before Lego bought them.
Yeah, the very
Yeah.
first one.
So those, I'm excited for them because I always buy them because they always go up in value
Yeah.
a lot. So,
And maybe that'll be tempered a little bit with this new iteration. It's the thing is they'll be doing all 5 of the sets that get the 3,000 pre-orders, and up to 20,000 copies of each set will be made.
I think that's more than before. I thought they did about
Yeah,
10,000.
I don't know if we had numbers on that. I mean, Lego's always pretty secretive about how much they make of things, so. I don't know if there may be some statistics out there. If anybody knows, feel free to drop it in the comments. But that
I feel
does
like
sound
Lego has
probably
the
higher
money to
than.
back it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. So I think they're gonna try and use this as a way to curb some of the over enthusiasm for Lego ideas.
Yeah,
And maybe
that's what I was
people will
wondering.
start to know which things are better submissions for this Bricklink program versus which are better submissions for Lego ideas, in terms of either IP licensing or
Mm-hmm.
just the scale and level of detail that's going into your model. So maybe that'll kind of divvy that crowd up because Lego Ideas is just reaching a breaking point very soon.
Great Awakening Team Denmark says, hello, Atlanta Brick Co. and the gang. Are you in Denmark?
I believe so.
Wow,
I believe
that's
so,
great.
as far as I know.
And then Finnick wants to talk about UCS Rivendell, which we've talked about, but there's really nothing new to talk about other than the piece count. The official piece count is 6,100 pieces.
Okay.
Can you tell me what that is, a Rivendell?
It's the elf city
Oh,
house
from Lord of the
castle.
Rings.
You even
in
sent me a Lord of the Rings
yeah.
meme last night, Angie. I was
Only-
surprised at you.
Only because I knew you'd get a kick out of it. Anybody who likes Lord of the Rings. Rivendell. There was a television show called Riverdale, right? So is it based on the TV show?
Could be.
Yeah, Angie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, when J.R.R. Tolkien was writing the books back in,
Is that where he
in
lived?
the
Was in Riverdale?
1940s, yeah. I think
Okay.
he was a big fan of Riverdale,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the TV show.
And Elrond is based on Jughead.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. I got you.
Um,
If anyone doesn't know, I really don't care for Lord of the Rings. I have only seen the first film, but that's because Joe told me to watch the 4-hour version. So
you
Yeah,
didn't
that
hear
was a-
that.
that was a
Earmuffs. Earmuffs. Can we go
Sorry.
back?
That was a mistake on Joe's
Let's
part.
go back and edit that.
We'll edit that out in
Yeah.
I'm
post.
allowed to not like things.
We'll take it out in post.
Randy doesn't like Harry Potter, so
Yeah,
She's-
that's crazy.
she's allowed to
Because
do
that's right up her alley.
that.
Um,
Her diet
the meme that Angie, the meme that Angie had sent me was. Do you want to read it? Or
You can read
okay.
it. You can.
She said, "You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen, but they were all deceived, for another reindeer was made." So that was Angie's Lord of the Rings. I was very proud of her for sending me that.
Thank you.
It was good.
The fact that I read
I was surprised
that.
she even knew that it was
Right,
the Lord
the
of the
fact
Rings.
that I read that, the only reason I knew it was Lord of the Rings is because
Because
where
it's
I
in like
saw
the
it, it
first
said,
minute of the first
yeah,
movie.
and I've seen that at least 10 times. So
Yeah. Mhm.
there's the big question whether or not Rivendell will
Riverdale.
be. Yeah, you got me saying Riverdale now.
Finnick said Rivendell too. It's Rivendell.
Rivendell
Is
Dell.
correct.
is what he said. Rivendell. Is it going to be minifigure scale or micro scale?
Good question.
And
Microscale
you know
genius.
what? They gypped us out of minifigures with all the brickheads that they did.
Yeah.
Which
But that's exciting, the brickheads.
I know, but if you're not a brickheads fan, then
Who's not?
With that piece count and that price point, I'm leaning towards this being very, very similar to the UCS Hogwarts Castle. I think it'll
So
be
it's
a
gonna be
micro-scale
micro-scale.
build with maybe a little display stand on the side that has.
I
the-
don't
has
have a
minifigures
problem
on.
with that. I like that look.
I think it would.
For
I
those
think
of
it
you
would be
that
better.
don't, maybe you don't know, this man right here has been given awards for his micro builds. He is
Thank you, Angie.
so good. You should see his Lego room with those micro builds. I'm telling you, Chris, he is like a diamond in the rough for you. You don't even know the potential that this man has.
I
in
haven't
his
even seen his Lego
store.
room. I helped him move his couch in, and that was the
Yeah.
last I got.
I know. I
invited
gotta have
to
you back
Daniel's
over to
house.
see.
Yeah.
I know. I gotta have you over to see.
It's true. It
See
was-
my Lego room.
It's awesome, and he did not pay me to say that. I'm just saying. This man is
You're
a
too
genius.
kind.
He is a Lego genius, and he should be a Lego master. I'm
You're
just
too
saying.
kind, Angie. Too kind.
Um,
All right, I got. Wait, Morgan says Daniel's next effort: micro cookies.
Micro cookies?
Oh, because I won the award for
For
cookies,
cookies.
and I've won the award for.
You
Got it,
should.
got
You
it.
really should. Have a plate of micro cookies for next
I
week.
want to talk about the toad in the room.
Okay.
I
I love this mistletoe.
This is the store's mistletoe. So if you're
If you're interested,
under
we could,
the mistletoe with somebody, you gotta
yeah. You got to ribbit.
yeah.
Chris, we should sell these. We should make kits and sell this.
why?
I don't
Why
think
is he
we can.
brown?
It's a chocolate frog.
Toads are brown, aren't they? Well, yeah, it was. I basically took the chocolate frog
Right.
model and just rebuilt it with some dark brown mixed in.
Wow,
And strapped
Daniel,
a
you
missile to
are
his
a
back.
Lego master.
Look at that.
Yep, I can rip
You-
off other people's designs.
Yeah, he's so good.
So that's our mistletoe.
Scott Robinson said he'd buy one.
The mistletoe.
He's also looking for more Winter Village updates from Angie.
Yes, we talked about this in the last week. That I am going to get Mark to come over and just film what I've done because I still feel the need to like make sure it's like really nice when you get there, and I haven't reached that point yet. It's still very, I don't know the word. It's just sad.
In progress.
Yeah, it's in progress. That's another word. So yeah, I did. Mark's not here today, but I did. We have talked about that. He just needs to come over and film. So we are working on it, Scott. I apologize for the length of time in there that we're waiting.
I did just find an interior image of that Room of Requirements set, and there's not too much else of note. Just because the Room of Requirement in that scene is just full of junk. You know, there's lots of piles of stuff, piles of boxes and
Why
chairs.
can't they make the Room of Requirement be, because it was different things for different people at different times. So like you could have the idea of the outside being the same, but then the inside you can adapt it and make it all kinds of different rooms.
You know what's crazy is, if you're not a Lego Harry Potter fan, all these buildings look the same.
They do.
It's
All
true.
look the same.
It's
It
because
is
they went with
absolutely
a
true.
modular style for this one, so they are all very similar. And I think they were basing this off of the very first wave of Harry Potter from, was it 2001 or 2? And I think the old ones look better when they're stacked together because they were modular, but there was more variation on the outside.
Correct.
These ones,
I agree.
I've seen it when people combine them all together, and it's a big flat wall.
Yeah.
It's a big flat
It's
rectangle.
true. There's no dimension
So
to it.
the idea was good, but in terms of how it looks when it's all together, I think they missed the mark just a teensy bit.
Yeah.
Well, next year they'll come out with all the same buildings
They
and
will.
do a new color scheme.
They will. They'll go
Thank
back
you.
to the gray
Yeah.
roofs.
Chris has been listening to me. I say this all the time.
It's what happens when you try and make a line of sets year after
Yeah.
year based on something that's not coming out with new content. I
Right,
mean,
right.
we see DC struggling with this. We don't see Lord of the Rings struggling with this, but that's because they haven't made sets for years. But it's the same kind of thing.
We
They're
see
not,
Star Wars struggling with this.
Yeah, at least Star Wars they're making
No,
new
Star
content.
Wars doesn't struggle with that.
But
We get
stuff
the
like this
same
where
kind of ships all the time.
yeah. And they are doing things that they haven't done before, like the Ministry of Magic was the first time we've ever seen that for Harry Potter.
That dark green building is rocks.
Yeah.
That
so
rocks.
There's
I
some
will say
really
that.
great stuff every once in a while, but by and large, a lot of the stuff is kind of similar.
Yeah, yeah.
But another neat feature of this one, so that segmented Fiendfire dragon, which is kind of like the basilisk, you can take the segments apart, and there's like places in the walls of the room all over the place that you can plug the different sections to, so it actually looks like the dragon is kind of like snaking through the walls.
Going through.
So fun play features for sure. But doesn't look like too much else unique or interesting parts-wise going on in that set from those interior images.
Okay.
All right, what else?
The Ant-Man and Wasp sequel is coming out.
Okay.
When?
Maybe February?
Oh,
Maybe
really?
January?
I didn't
I
even
don't
know
know.
there was
Very
one.
soon.
I don't know, maybe March.
Are they going to be in the multiverse now? Is that what this is?
Everyone's in the multiverse, Angie.
They've been in it, I'm pretty sure. They've had a...
Well, they had the quantum
Quantum Realm, yeah.
Yeah.
quantum leap. Wait, that was a television show too.
Where's Scott Bakula?
Riverdale.
We need more Scott Bakula.
Quantum leap. No, the quantum realm, and so that's kind of like the multiverse ish.
It's this is the third one, I think.
It is.
And it's about MODOK,
I don't
Oh.
know.
the bad guy, the
Interesting.
big-headed bad guy. They've
This being
made
the first
two...
time we'd ever see a live
really?
action MODOK.
I think so, yeah.
Wow.
That'll be interesting to
They've-
see how they do
that
that
will
because
be
he's
interesting.
very like cartoony.
They made a
looking.
really weird claymation cartoon, and it was on
Yeah, on like Adult Swim or something. Wasn't
something
it?
like that. Yeah, and it was pretty adult,
Yeah.
and it was really
It was
crazy.
voiced by Patton Oswalt, I think.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It was funny, but it wasn't real superhero-y. He lived at home
Yeah.
with his mom. And
Yeah, it was
stuff
like
that.
it was a comedy just based on.
But
I thought all superheroes did
this
that.
will be the third minifigure of MODOK.
that's the
They had,
superhero fans.
Oh.
they had a buildable one, and then they had a minifigure scale one.
Well, I look forward to that film. I really, really like Ant-Man.
So we might get a set in February, apparently.
Okay.
Here's something that is not news. Australian Lego fans are peeved. That's been pretty common for a while, but this time it is because they have done another postcard set for Australia.
I saw that.
And
they're
all of the
upset
other
about the card.
all of the other postcards have been, Paris has got the Eiffel Tower,
Yeah, there's-
London's got
yeah.
Big Ben and the bridge, New York's got the Statue of Liberty and the
Yes.
Empire State Building.
In
They
Australia.
have done in Australia, and it's got a rusted out shack
Yep.
in the middle of nowhere
Yep.
in a windmill. It yeah.
Do you know what it reminds me of? The Disney cartoon Rescuers Down Under.
Yeah.
It's like out in the what do they call the big
The Outback.
The Outback.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like an Outback scene.
Not
It's
the steakhouse. The
correct. Or the television show, if there
Uh-huh.
was one. I don't know. No, I think it's the Outback that they're trying to promote for
Yeah.
the Australia, and I guess they feel like they're, the Sydney Opera House or
yeah, there's
Or
tons of other
anything.
landmarks in Australia. that
even
they
a
could
great
have done.
white shark.
What I
in
think
there.
it's based on, I'm struggling to find the image of it now. Oh, actually, I might have saved it. There was a line of sets back in the 90s, and the theme was called Outback, and it was based on like
Lego theme?
that. Yeah, a Lego theme.
How did I
And
not
there was
know
a set
that?
that was almost exactly like that. It was a shack with like a rusty roof and
It was
and a
like
windmill.
the city town line.
It was, yes, it was part of a
Wow.
town
I
line
have
called
never
Outback.
heard of that. I learned something new today.
I can show you pictures of that in a minute, but right now let me see if I can find a picture of that postcard. I don't know if I saved it or not.
I remember seeing it, and I remember people commenting about, okay, that's all that Australia is to you.
Yeah, so they're a little upset about that. But,
Yeah.
I guess it'll be what it'll be. Lego Australia.
Que sera, sera.
There is a shout out in one of the Harry Potter sets, the new ones, and it might be the Room of Requirement, to Fantastic Beasts. It's a picture on the wall.
Oh,
Really?
interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll have to
that's
go back
neat
and
to
see if I
know.
can find
Yeah.
that.
And that's it. We're done with Harry Potter for today.
No more Harry Potter.
My arm's not nearly long enough, but there is the postcard set. You can find a better image of it, I'm sure, just with a cursory glance. But
Yeah, that's the Outback. That's exactly what that is.
yeah, the big kangaroo crossing sign, and
Australia
there's like an
is-
outhouse.
Yeah, Australia is more than just the Sydney, so they have to give some shout outs to other groups.
Now, one of the redeeming factors of this set I know is going to be for Mark, which is that the bamboo piece in sand green is in this set, which it was also in the lighthouse set, but that's an expensive way to get that part. So you can get sand green bamboo pieces through this, and then like the newer kind of thin 3-sprig
Yes.
plant piece.
Comes in that.
That was in, I know that's in the 90th anniversary castle. I don't know what else it's been, but it's a fairly new piece as well. And you get a whole bunch of those in this.
Yeah.
You get it though. You can't make everybody happy.
You
At
can't.
least they did Australia.
Right.
They could have
It's
just
true.
skipped it and done another country.
Yeah.
Right.
And if they did the Sydney Opera House, then the people that live in the country
Outback would
might
be like, wait.
hey, we're the Outback. Because
cheeky.
when
I
you
feel
think
like
of,
there's more Outback in Australia than there
is
is.
the Sydney Opera
Sydney.
House Outback? No.
Yeah,
That thing's
but not,
right out front.
Not all of England
Yeah.
is London, and not all of
France is
France
France.
Paris,
is
yeah.
Paris. So.
Not all of the U.S. is New York.
In
Yeah.
10 years, when they do another Australian postcard, they could put the Sydney
Well, actually,
Opera
that's a
House
good
on.
point. Most of the other ones have been cities, and this one is a country,
whole-
or
it's
even
the-
a continent,
the continent.
also. But that's true. Most of the other ones haven't been countries. I think they've been like Paris and not France.
Right,
And I
right,
know
right,
they've been
right.
London and New York. So
Right.
that's interesting. Most of the other ones have been cities.
All right.
Very interesting.
It's very easy to critique Lego sets. I like doing it.
It is. that's
Honestly-
everybody's a critic.
Honestly, when it comes down to it, I just love Lego, and I'm happy to be a part of it. So
Josiah also says, why isn't it upside down? That's a good point, Josiah. They did miss that as well.
which is another reference to a television show, Stranger Things.
Brickmon VA also brings up a good point. Perth has a big satellite dish. There is a hilarious movie called The Dish, which is about when they were going to the moon. They were going to bounce the signal off of this radar dish that was supposed to be in, I don't know, the United States or somewhere, and something ended up happening where the Earth was rotated on the wrong side, so they had to bounce it off of this dish in Australia. And it's all these like little small town, goofy Australian people having this big deal come to their town. So
Ed has a big satellite dish in his backyard.
he does. He burns
Yeah.
things.
He does. He burns things in and it collects water. That's
Uh-huh.
great.
Yeah.
There's some 4+ Spider-Man sets that have been revealed. And,
Woohoo!
Yeah.
they're very childish. They're 4+.
Yeah.
Like they
But you're
should
gonna
be.
get a good figure out of it.
You do get neat figure parts out of it. So
Mm-hmm.
just like those Mighty Micros, you were able to get a Wolverine,
Yes.
and you could put long legs on them, and then you got a adult Wolverine.
Yeah, their faces do end up looking like cartoonish,
Yeah,
though.
yeah. There's
Sometimes,
a really cool. I think it might be the Iron Spider. Spider-Man costume. There's a couple. I think there's Miles Morales. There's a regular Spider-Man. There's the Scarlet Spider, whatever. And then, but what's really cool is there's a Rhino, the bad guy.
Yeah.
And I don't think they've made a Rhino minifigure yet, just the humanoid guy that was inside that mech. So
that'll be good.
It's really cool. He's got a Rhino helmet and armor, and it's great. I like it a lot.
That'll be
So
cool.
there's something very redeeming in that. Plus, those 4+ sets have really cool printed parts usually. So those pictures are out there in the world. And then, have you guys seen the daffodils?
Yes.
Yep.
They're so
I
pretty.
think we covered that last week.
They look like they're going to
With
be
the
cheap
shields, the
too,
white and yellow
like
shields.
$20.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of like
A
the
lot of
roses.
set.
A lot of those ones that they're not like actually in the botanicals collection. Like the sunflowers was just in like
Correct.
a yellow kind of classic
Yes.
box.
That's
And
another
they're
one of
very
those
cheap.
that I want to get at the Lego store because I got the daffodils, I have the roses, and the tulips, I think. There were
I
tulips.
think those ones too.
So I definitely want to get the daffodils.
Most of the smaller sets of
Yes.
flowers have been very affordable.
Very affordable and very cute. And I use them to decorate in my Lego room.
Finnick O'Dare said at least the majority of Harry Potter remakes are based on sets 20 years old, while Star Wars remakes happen every few years, with the exception of the TIE Bomber. That's a good point, Finnick. Ones like Dumbledore's office, that was the first time we'd ever seen that since the very first wave. So they are doing old things. The problem is just that in one given wave, they all look fairly similar to each other.
Correct.
But yeah, very, very different.
Josiah said we need a Noonan, Georgia postcard, Lego postcard.
That would be
We
interesting.
should make one and have Atlanta Brick Co. be the thing.
Yeah. Well, you can do, and the
And
courthouse,
the courthouse downstairs.
downtown.
Maybe have a little
Ed-
tiny
Ed-
Alan Jackson playing his guitar.
Yeah.
Is he
Ed's
from Noonan?
Pawn Shop.
Yeah.
Ed's Pawn Shop, yeah. The Brick House.
We've got some conventions coming up here. They'll be here before you know it. Atlanta Brick Con is in February, and that is sounding like it's going to be a really good convention. People are coming.
I already signed up to display. I've reserved 2 tables, and I might get a third.
I believe we'll be giving out prizes, pretty large gift cards for displayers. Displayers are coming from all over the country, I think.
I'll probably be exempt from those, right? That'd be a bad
No.
look if I won one of those for ourselves, wouldn't it?
No, it depends on who the judges are.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
we're probably not going to be the judges.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then
Wouldn't want to be accused of
so
favoritism.
that's the first weekend in February. And then we are going to be at a convention in Orlando, Florida.
Ooh, when is that?
That one is mid-March, I believe.
I would like to go to that one. I'm saying it on international television right now that I would like to participate in the Orlando convention with the store.
She said it on the World Wide Web, Chris.
Wait, is it international
WWW.
television or
Yeah,
is it
because
the World
Denmark's
Wide Web?
on.
It's World Wide Web.
Anyway, I would like to participate in it because I never get to go to Chicago. I would really like to go to Orlando.
That'll be mid-March,
Okay.
and it is
Sign
going
me up.
to be similar to the Brick Universe style conventions, I believe. But
Okay.
we're bringing some really cool things there to display. We're bringing a lot of signs from
Yes,
Lego
Lego
Masters. So
Masters.
we're bringing the Brick and Rodeo sign, the Brickminster Dog Show sign, and maybe a couple others.
There'll be
And
great
you
photo
can get your
opportunities.
pictures
Yes.
taken with them.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know if there's going to be any Lego Masters though.
I would like to go, and I would like to bring my friend Randy. We can work it. Work it. Work the convention.
It would make sense because you were on the set
That
where
would make
those
sense.
were.
I absolutely was.
That
Yep.
would make sense.
I wonder
We
if that Disney coaster's open yet.
we have put a notice up on our website about we can't guarantee orders by Christmas.
Yeah.
If you guys are ordering
unfortunately.
anything from anywhere, you
From this
better
point
do
forward.
it like today or tomorrow because
Overnight it, really.
Lego will tell you that Lego has a date. Order by this date to get it by Christmas, but they can't guarantee that. I
The
mean,
post office says on their website the 11th, December 11th was the day they can guarantee it if it's just normal mail.
Yeah.
Priority
Yeah.
was the 13th, and I don't know what anything
Well, places
else
are
was.
still advertising pretty low shipping times, but the problem is your order
Yeah.
won't get out the door.
we could
for a while.
We could potentially get your order out tomorrow, but it's all up to the post office, and that's where
Yeah.
customers can get upset. Is
Yeah.
they yell at us or whoever the shipper is.
Yeah.
For
We're doing our
with the
best.
post office
We are
system,
doing our
yeah.
best.
Stacy's.
I can attest to the fact that it is a constant hearing the tape.
Joe's out there
yeah.
packing orders up right now.
Stacy and Joe, you can hear tape constantly being stretched out over boxes all day long.
Forgot
it's
to
a
bring
whole
my Advil.
thing, and headphones or earmuffs.
Yeah.
And this is also when our store gets busy because people realize,
Christmas is
I
soon.
can't order anything and I need this, so I better go down and pick it up in person.
Yeah, we've been pretty busy this morning, which is weird. I keep looking out and seeing customers everywhere, so.
Yeah, we usually are slow the first 2 weeks of December in the storefront, and then the 2 weeks before Christmas, it's just bam.
Yeah.
It's slammed. So.
And a lot of people that come in the room have never been or don't know a lot about Lego, but they know our store, or they saw our sign, and then they're all like, I need a gift for my 12-year-old cousin who says he likes Lego. What should I get him?
Oh, we posted pictures of our parade on Facebook.
Oh, it was such a
and,
success.
The Christmas parade was great.
Daniel and Angie both helped decorate the booth.
Yeah,
float.
shout out to Randy who planned the whole thing.
Randy's the queen of Christmas.
She was. I
It has
gave her.
been so
I
declared.
allowed her to have that.
Yeah.
To have that
You'll-
title.
you'll
She
get it back.
totally
It was nice,
deserved
man.
it. No, she did such a great job on the float and having everything organized. And Daniel and I did spend some evenings helping her get it ready, and it was such a huge success. And you got to go in the line of the parade based on what time you got there. So we got there around 10:15-ish with our float that morning. The parade didn't even start until 6 o'clock
p.m.
in the evening. But because of us getting there early, we were about the third float in the parade, which was great because the crowds are at their maximum,
Oh, it was
at their
nuts.
highest level of
There
excitement.
were 80 floats.
Yeah.
80 floats.
So when we got done going through the float, and then we got kind of lost, and by the time we got back to the beginning of it to go to our cars, my car was parked in a different direction. It was like 7:15, and the last float was just starting the parade route. So it took a long time.
But the crowd was enormous.
It was. The
I
crowd
don't
was
know if they-
enormous, but it didn't stay that way because when I went with the lap, by the time Santa came down the parade, it was a lot smaller.
Yeah.
But I will say it was energizing. The crowd was
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I could not believe it.
I don't know if
we
they've
handed out.
released any official estimates,
I
but
don't know.
I'd say there were probably at least 6,000 to 8,000 people in
Something
downtown
like that.
Dallas.
We bought 1,000 treats to give out, and we were like, this will probably have a ton left over. I was telling the people handing them out, I'm like, look, just start handing them out when we get to the end of the parade. Just start throwing a bunch,
Yeah.
whatever. No, we were out before halfway through.
And that was only giving them to like kids.
To
That
kids,
wasn't to
that wasn't to
everybody.
the crowd. Yeah, it was nuts.
I don't even think we got halfway. It might have been like a third or a quarter.
Yeah,
of the way
it was
through the route.
something. But it was amazing, and we feel like we want to do this every year. I think it's a great thing for our store.
Yeah, good community
Good
outreach.
community outreach.
Getting
A
our
lot
name
of
out
people
there.
were so excited about, and they didn't even know as I'm walking through and I'm announcing that Mark's the winner of Lego Masters, and people were like, what? And I
Yeah.
was saying to the people that acted interested, he's from Noonan. He works at our store. Come see us. What is your store? And then I'm like showing them the name and the phone number and all that. And they're
Yeah.
like, wow, we didn't even know you were here.
Yeah.
We live in a county that won't let you put signs up.
Yeah, out front. Yeah.
So no yard signs, no inflatables. We've got a 20-foot tall inflatable Lego man
Yeah.
laying out in the grass that we're not allowed to put up.
Yeah.
When we put them up before we knew that. People were coming in,
They'd see him.
from the road, but now we can't even put a sign up, let
Yeah.
alone that. So it's nice for people who live here, I live around the corner, but it's tough for business.
Yeah.
Then their idea is if they let us do it, they have to let everybody do it.
Right. And there's
everybody,
some stores that you don't want having that.
you don't want them having inflatables up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, some of our neighbors.
Yeah.
the last thing I had was I watched the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special, and I was so pleasantly surprised by it.
Were you?
Yes, and I have talked to people who didn't like it,
Mhm.
and I feel like I'm all alone in this. Has anybody else seen it? yet?
Stacy
I've not
loves
watched
it. She's seen it a million times. She talks about it in
Wow.
work all the time.
Well, I think it's her daughter that really loves it.
No,
Makes her watch
she
it.
really
Yeah, I
loves
think
it.
it's geared towards adults, honestly.
Well,
She really
yeah,
loved
okay.
it. And I haven't watched it yet because I forget that it's on there. I need to watch it.
You haven't watched it, Daniel?
Because I love... Because Kevin Bacon's in it, right?
Kevin Bacon's
I
in it,
love
yeah.
Kevin
As
Bacon.
himself.
As
I've heard.
himself. Yeah.
Yeah. And I know it's cheesy humor. I know. But I'm kind of cheesy, so it's okay. Did you see the Groot shorts?
Groot
No, I
shorts?
didn't.
Because it kind of goes along with that.
I didn't know he wore shorts.
Yeah.
Okay.
know.
I've got one last piece of news. The first of the Disney CMF minifigures has been released, and I actually was able to get my hands on a copy. I purchased one. It's Walt Disney's frozen head from the Disney Vault, so that's special for you, Angie. That's the first Disney 100th anniversary CMF is Walt Disney's frozen head from the Disney Vault.
So blessed. He
So
will have a
that's-
prime display
That's just for you.
in my winter
that's
village.
just Jacob Kowalski's head.
No, that's Walt Disney. That's Walt
So
Disney.
this
Yo.
is going to have a prime place in my winter village.
Uh-huh. Walt
I
Disney's
feel like
frozen
I should
head.
create a museum
You heard
now.
it here first. That's the first one.
There are some Disney brickheads coming out January 1. So I thought maybe you truly did. And I'm like, how did you know?
No.
I love it. Thank you. I would like to thank the Academy.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
And your parents.
And my parents.
Jesus.
Morgan said.
Brick Mom VA.
Morgan said that if you search for 2022 Noonan Christmas Parade, Part 1, you can see your float around the 11-minute mark.
There you go.
Oh, good
There
to
were
know.
lots of people who live streamed it on Facebook and things, so there should be a handful of places
That's
you
good
can
to
find
know. Chris was not able to attend, so I feel like he should watch it just so he can feel a part.
I was out of town on business.
I know you were. Business. Well, okay, so let's just say this. Next
it. We
year,
were like the
if we do
seventh
it.
or 8th float, so you could also find
Oh,
it
no, I
that
thought
way
we
if
were
it's
the
not the same video.
third one.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
If you're not out of town next year, and we do all the work, can you go to the parade with us? You can sit on the float, so you don't have to touch the people.
Sure.
Okay. He won't do it.
You gotta get him to sign something.
I think I'm at.
Does that do it? We're
Honestly,
over an
I think
hour.
I'm out of town that weekend.
Yeah, I figure.
I think I'm gonna have car troubles that day.
Thank you for joining us, everyone.
Thanks for joining.
We
what
have
do you wanna
we
get
have
with
some
this
sales in the store. Buy one built set and get the second built set free. Not free.
No.
Excuse me, 50%
button?
off.
Half off.
50% off.
That's a really
50%.
good deal.
That
though.
is a good deal.
It's a huge deal.
It is. It's a great
And
deal.
we just put out a Queen Anne's Revenge yesterday.
Yeah.
And a Black Pearl.
Yep, there you
You
go.
could get one of those
Buy
half
one, get
off.
one half
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Now, do they understand that the half off means you get half the other set?
Yes, not half off of both.
No,
Buy
I meant
one-
half off the actual set. So, like, you could buy the Queen Anne and get half
like
of the Black Pearl.
Yeah, so if you get that one, we'd ask you like, do you want the bow or the stern?
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got you. I'm with you.
That's how it works.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Well, thank you guys for
Thank you,
tuning
guys.
in. And we'll
Merry
see you
Christmas.
tomorrow night on the Joy of Building, I hope.
The Joy
Yeah,
Holiday
Joy of
Building.
Holiday Building with Randy and Angie.
And a special guest. You're not gonna
And
want to
then
miss
tune
it.
in Friday morning. I'm assuming we're going to recap the Lego
finale.
Masters season
Yep.
finale. So it'll be a big.
Yeah, there'll be a
Great
lot to talk
show.
about on that one.
Yeah.
Especially because it's 2 whole episodes. We're going to have to
Yes.
talk about water fountains and the finale. Thanks for coming, everybody. Have a good day.